Okay, welcome back for episode 8 of our Let's Play. I just had to start recording as soon as I stepped through into the Nether because this is frankly a ridiculous spawning location. We've got quartz right next to us, we've got a Nether fortress right next to us, we've got Ardite, we've got Cobalt, we've got Soulstone from the Mystical Agriculture mod. We have got basically everything we are ever going to need within like a few meters of our Nether portal. It's frankly ridiculous. It's so great. The only thing we could do with would be a bit of soul sand and glowstone, but I'd say that won't be very far away. There'll be soul sand in the actual Nether fortress, and I say glowstone we can get from a few different places. So this is such a wonderful spawn. It's going to be about getting enough cobalt and ardite to make our next iteration of tools. I was thinking it was going to be a bit of time before we'd be able to get... Oh, don't look at the Enderman just yet. Before we'd be able to get our... Oh, there's a ton of glowstone right there. We are set for days. Yeah, I was thinking the silver sword will last us for quite some time, but yeah, Manulin is not very far away when we've got this much cobalt around. This is just beautiful. Yeah, so we're gonna dig up a bunch of this. We'll go back, we'll smelt up our next generation of tools. Can we even reach that glowstone actually? Probably not. Not safely anyway. We'll find some more somewhere else. I don't need the glowstone just yet. I have committed my ultimate sin again, however. I've walked away from the Nether portal without actually having put down a waypoint, because I get so easily lost in the Nether. I know that's the point. Oh, here we go. And I've also come here without a ranged weapon, so this is going to be fun. Have it. Oh, in one. Get in. That doesn't happen very often. That really doesn't. We do have some glowstone right here within easy reach, so we'll have all of that. Thank you. Vein miner is very useful. Oh, and it even dropped a gas tier for me. Beautiful. Yeah, I've got myself turned around already. Right, so I'm just going to walk around in here, harvest a bunch of glowstone and ardite and cobalt, and I will come back when I have found my way back home, ladies and gentlemen. See you shortly. Well, I made it back to the portal. I've dropped a point on it. Had a quick explore of the Nether fortress. Managed to get a few odds and ends. Some very nice things, in fact. I found a saddle in the very first chest I looked in. A few diamonds, some gold, a couple of different horse armors, so whatever horse I do end up getting is going to be pretty well protected. And all without running into any mobs. I did just see a couple of wither skeletons, which decided I was not going to be partaking in a fight against at this stage. My armor's pretty good. My weapon could do with some improvements before we start thinking about doing stuff like that. So there was some soul sand right next to the end of the Nether fortress, right by my portal, which was brilliant. Gonna just harvest up some nether brick because this is useful for a few different crafting recipes that we're going to be looking to make in the fairly near future. So having that back at base will help. So yeah, just thought I'd share with you what I found. I managed to push in quite deeply before we go back. I think we need netherrack for something. Just got it in my head that I need it for one of the crafting bits. Maybe it's just because it's used as a smelt part into... Yeah, from the looks of it, it's just found that normally I can never find a nether fortress, so you have to craft the nether brick that way. But first part, I was sure it was needed in the kilns. Not the kiln. Blast furnace, that's the word I was looking for. Blast bricks. Yeah, there we go. Nether brick and brick. Okay, yeah, so I do need to just get these. So I don't actually need the nether brick from the fortress itself. Never mind. Still, it's a nice dark material. Might use that for an interior wall somewhere. 61, 62, 63, 64. So there we go. A stack of that will do for now. Let's get ourselves back home. Although, can we 2 for 2 the guests? Maybe. I should put torches down so I can follow my path back. They do nothing for the spawn rates in here, but being able to trace my way back is useful. Can't see where that other ghast is, so we'll leave that be. We're not here to murder absolutely everything after all. But yeah, that was a really good trip into the Nether. Should make sure I do these videos more often. Getting all the luck with the crystals, with the Nether. So many good things. Right. Let's smelt up a new blade then. So our blade is going to be 1 part cobalt, 1 part ardite. And that's going to take a little bit of time to smelt. Could repair this first. How much durability lost? 70, not massive amounts, right. While that's smelting, let's put our other things away. Another brick, soil sand, another rack. Obsidian, let's put the things in my little tool chest. Go in my odds and ends. Actually, gas tiers can go. Yeah. Gas tiers will stick in with the mob drops, along with that. Alright. No, that has a space. Gas tier doesn't have one. Right. Okay, has the manual in been made? Yes, it has. So now we want to upgrade our sword to a manual sword. And we also want to repair our iron pick and turn it into a cobalt one. Cobalt being one of the fastest digging things that we will have access to for quite some time. So you can see the jump here for attack damage. So 7.05 to 11, 300 odd durability to over 900. Yes, we lose our versus undead bonus, but our overall bonus against spiders and endermen is just that much more. Insatiable yeah, I say the durability bite from it can get big, but considering how much cobalt and ardite we've got access to, I'm not worried at all about running out of material. So let's upgrade that. And now that we've actually got a couple of ender pearls, because we only had the one the last time I was looking at this, we can actually put the beheader mod on that we've named the sword after in the first place. So let's do that. So 1 piece of obsidian, 1 ender pearl, and you get the beheading. 10% chance to get the heads. And now that we've got a nether fortress right next to our portal, that seems like it's going to be very useful. So we can go and kill wither skeletons and get their heads. So let's get our cobalt pick at the same time. And upgrade this. So 329 cobalt mining level, mining speed of 6, 905 mining level of cobalt again. So it doesn't increase the mining level, but it doesn't need to. That's as high as it goes now. Mining speed of 12 and momentum. Mining blocks increases your speed as long as you keep going. It's so useful. Magnetic is good in pulling the things towards you, but just the speed of something like this is absolutely great. And then we can put redstone on it to make it go even faster. So that's something we will look at. In fact, let's look at it now. Let's see how much we need for that. So let's take a stack out from there. I always forget. I think it's 50 for the first level. So yeah, 50, and that'll go from 12 to 17.54. That seems slightly wrong. Is that? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Let's do that. And we've still got 5 more modifiers left because of it being an adept level. So we could, if we wanted to, put some reinforced modifiers on it. Each reinforced modifier gives you a 20% chance that it doesn't take durability damage. 5 would actually make it unbreakable. So an unbreakable pick that mines at 17.5 speed would be pretty good. So let's just very quickly demonstrate how quick 17.5 mining level is. So let's just go down to our level here. And so this is the level that we can find gold at. Of course, the first thing is to get rid of this dirt. And that is pretty quick. And it will only get faster and faster and faster. So if we had something that would light up behind us, which... water. Okay, let's, you've got my curiosity piqued. Let's... looks to be like an underground lake of some description. Let's dig out the other side and dig up. Yeah, this could be faster still. There's still plenty of space for more modifiers. Okay. Oh yeah, just a little underground cave with some iron here. Yeah, plenty of space. I don't know whether we want to make this indestructible just yet, or whether we keep slapping speed modifiers on it, or maybe make it indestructible and then just put speed modifiers on it as we get further up. But this is our nice little quick and easy digger. We are going to make a tunnel bore, basically, a hammer. So if we go into something along these kind of lines, I'm going to make it out of not entirely cobalt, but cobalt's going to be a good chunk of it. So you can see there, mining speed's quite slow, durability seems really high, but it breaks 9 blocks at a time in a 3x3. It's really, really good. So you can make that out of cobalt. Typically iron and copper is what I go for the 3 head pieces. So that it's cheap to repair, has plenty of digging capability. But the point is, we can't currently make it with our tool station. We need to upgrade this. So the next stage for us is going to be to get ourselves the material to upgrade. That's going to take some stone and some iron. Can be any material, any metal that can come in a block form, as that will go with the tool station, and then seared stone across the top of it to give us a better station altogether. So that's 1 block, 2 block, 3 block. The beauty of having a quite large smeltery. Can smelt all these things in one go. I've got plenty of fuel. You're not limited to one seared drain, by the way. You can have multiple, so that you can drain multiple things, or like just more at one time. I tend to just out of habit stick with one seared drain and one casting basin, simply because I just very rarely find that I need more than that. I say the fact that the drain can have multiple faucets on it, so you can have both your table and your basin off one thing, just it's enough for me. Once I get to the large scale automation process where I'm dealing with that much metal that often, I'm generally dealing with machines like crushers and smelters rather than this, and at that point the smeltery controller becomes something that you purely use for making tools, which I mean means that the size of it is kind of redundant, but I still like the look of the thing, how big it can be. So I think the other aspect, we need to make the floor in here look a bit better. We need to find a permanent home for the capacitor and the furnace. More permanent home for coke oven potentially, although I do quite like it here. Might want to move it along to where the astral sorcery stuff is, once we find a place for the astral sorcery. I'm probably getting our basement full of machines started. I'm very much every man should have his basement full of gadgets and tools and machines, and while we live in a cave, there's certainly nothing wrong with going even further underground for putting your machines in. Around the top will be your first access machines, so like your furnace, like your crusher and things like that, until you get things automated, and then everything can go underground with things that will you put in your input and tell it what you want, and it will just take your resources off, sort it out and bring it back to you. That's the way I like to go in the end. And here we go, nearly done. So let me just pick up our tool station. Put our seared stone across the top, blocks fine inside, and we get our tool forge. And now we can see a whole bunch of other tools open up. So these are the bigger, meatier tools. So the hammer, let's say a 3x3. The excavator, which is used for dirt and sand. Very, very rare we'll use something like that. Lumber axe chops down entire trees in one go. When you don't have vein miner, lumber axes are really, really useful. I'm not sure we'll actually get to making one in this playthrough because vein miner and the hatchet is perfectly fine. Cleaver automatically has bits of beheading, but it does. It's slow. I'm never a fan of the speed of it. I much prefer the quicker weapons like the longsword and the rapier here. But the other one, the shuriken, knife blades, 4 of them combined. They are quite nice. So I think what I will do before the end of this episode is I'll just quickly work out what we want to make our shuriken out of, and our hammer, and get all those pieces together, and then can show you those all going together in one. So I will be back in a moment. And welcome back. So we now have our materials here. Iron large plate, copper large plate, couple hammerhead, and just a wooden tough tool rod to start with. That'll probably get shifted out fairly soon for something with better durability stats, but it's good enough for now. And we have on the side here quite a slow mining speed, but it is cobalt level. It does have momentum, so it will tunnel up, and we can just stack redstone on this like we are going to be doing with our little digger here. So this is going to be our crusher. Can't think of any better name for the hammer. But now comes the fun part. We've got ourselves 4 knife blades here: osmium, silver, electrum, and manulin. Electrum has a really nice capability. I'm not sure if this actually makes a difference to what order we put things in here, but shocking, running around with it will give us a damage pump. Combine that with insatiable and the radiant for extra damage against undead, and the cold-blooded trait from manulin. So the very first hit we have against something, especially if we run around, it's going to be absolutely ridiculously powerful. I'm going to put some quartz on it later as well, I believe. I think that's probably going to be the best way for it, to further increase this attack 5.64. I'm just going to jig things around, just make sure that, yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure that the ammo and the attack were as high as it was going to be, so it doesn't really matter what order the things are. And we could just name it the Silver Manulin Electrum Osmium Shuriken. It completely just rolls off the tongue. I think we'll name it something a little bit more easy to say. So we'll have ourselves a superstar, which we're going to start using against enemies all over the place to level that up, because the more levels we can put onto that, the better. And that should be able to be repaired, and therefore re-increase its ammo count with any of its materials. So osmium is going to be the easiest one. Silver will probably be the one I'll use most, though, because silver doesn't have a lot of purpose beyond tools, really. I mean, let's just double check exactly what silver is used for in this set of mod packs. Range add-ons for industrial foregoing. Chest increases. Oh yeah, we've got iron chests installed, haven't we? That's the thing. Oh, of course, the transmission core for thermal foundation, but we do not need very much, basically, to get the various things. Decoctative diffuser, what's that do? Oh, potion making thing. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's not a lot. Really not a lot. And it's used as an alloy for signalum, which is probably where we'll use a lot of it. Lumium, we'll use some there, and electrum, which is basically very, very minimal amounts of things. So as long as we're getting a few bits and pieces here and there, will be perfectly fine for this. So let's, oh, it's daytime. I need to find how I can turn things into night quicker, because waiting around for things to happen is a bit on the tedious side, especially when it's quite so close to day. Well, I think we'll have to wait to show off our new superstar until later. So join us next time, where we will try and make sure we test out our superstar on camera. In fact, if we can't show off the superstar, let's show off the crusher. Let's get ourselves back down into our little mining area. And just get up to an area where we've got a bit of space and you can see what's going to happen with this. So let's just dig this out to a nice broad level. Okay, so we take our crusher and you can see that it creates this black mark around the blocks it's going to affect, and it will just tunnel through and it will get faster and faster as it goes, thanks to the momentum, which is really nice. Obviously still have to worry about the light level, but very useful to have. So you can see it does rip through its durability. So that was 134 durability in short order there. It was probably 135 considering that's how much experience it's gained, but it's recovered 1 point from the ecological thing already. Yeah, so I will be tunneling around to find resources using that for a bit, because it's much better than you use a little speed digger here to pick out the bits and pieces. Between sessions, and I will come back to you with what we found and the resources we need to get on with the next stage of either immersive or astral, depending on whether I can find one of those star places. Now that I've got a saddle, it might be possible. So join us next time and we'll see what it is we actually get to play around with. So thanks very much and see you next time.